Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a perfect investment because every investment you take on will come with some associated risk. However, there are many reasons why real estate stands out as a great investment among many others. Real estate guarantees predictable returns, and you can also use other people's money to invest in it, and even have the benefit of tax breaks too. In this video, you will learn how to build wealth with real estate, and if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. To start, there are several benefits that come with real estate investing, so let's start with what those are first. Benefit number 1, predictable returns. One of the reasons why real estate is a desirable investment is because of its stable nature and predictable returns. Real estate returns generally come in the form of asset appreciation and cash flow. Cash flow from real estate generally comes in the form of rents that can be received monthly, quarterly, or annually. More so, you can continue to receive this rent for as long as you own the property. Benefit number 2, ability to leverage other people's money. Another benefit of real estate is that you can use other people's money to invest in it, otherwise known as leveraging. For instance, you can purchase a real estate property with just 20% down while you pay the remaining amount over a specified period with a mortgage loan. This will free up more of your cash to be used in other lucrative investment opportunities. Benefit number 3, earning passive income. Real estate is an excellent way to earn passive income. What this means is that with relatively little effort, you can have recurring income from real estate through the rent payments you collect. Not to mention, real estate allows you to make money and have it be taxed at a lesser tax rate than the employment income you earn. Benefit number 4, tax breaks. The benefits of real estate are not complete without talking about tax breaks. There are several ways that you can reduce how much you pay as tax in real estate. You can depreciate the value of your property for the purpose of tax, thereby reducing the yearly taxable income. You can also deduct the cost of operating and managing your property to reduce the amount that you pay as tax. Benefit number 5, protection from inflation. One of the last benefits of real estate is that it is protected from inflation. In almost all cases, the value of the property increases over time, and the property rent can be adjusted accordingly to protect you from inflation. This is different from most other investments that may yield a low return during inflation. Now that you know some of the benefits of real estate, it is also important that you know how to build wealth with real estate. Method number 1, long-term rentals. One of the most common methods of making money in real estate is through long-term rentals. The first step to building wealth with real estate through long-term rentals is to look for a great property. A great property is a property in the right location. Location matters a lot if you want to make a profit with real estate. People will always need a place to live, however, your property must be in the right location to attract these people. The right location may mean the one that offers various job and educational opportunities. A long-term rental property is a property that is rented out to tenants for an extended period, usually for 6 months or longer. Therefore, as a landlord, your job is to get the best house that can serve this purpose. When looking for houses to buy, keep in mind that you may need to do some repairs and maintenance to keep the property in working condition. You need to be aware of problematic spots within the house that may trigger a costly expense down the road, which will eat into your real estate profits. You may do this yourself or hire a professional home inspector to do a thorough inspection of the property before buying it. You may be able to minimize some costs using the tax breaks benefits of real estate. You can deduct utility costs like the cost of electricity, internet, and water. You can also deduct any fee related to any homeowners association as well as property insurance. The cost of managing your home is also tax deductible, whether you manage your property by yourself or you pay a professional to manage it for you. You can also depreciate the value of your house over the years to reduce how much you pay as tax. Remember, proper documentation of all these expenses is important if you want to qualify for a tax deduction. The next step is getting a tenant to occupy your property. You should know that not everyone who wants to stay in your house is the right tenant. You have to screen them to be sure that they are the right type of person to hand over your house to. If this is your first time and finding the right tenant to choose seems difficult, you can have a professional realtor help you with the process. 2 insights that may help you determine whether a person is the right tenant to choose is their credit and criminal records. You need to know if they have been involved in any criminal activity before or if they have a history of owing debts. Do comparative market analysis and see what landlords with similar properties in your area are charging as rent. Calculate your expenses as well as the amount that you have to pay for utilities and taxes before making a decision. A property manager can help you with this work too if you feel like you're not up to the task. Method number 2, short-term rentals. Another way to make money in real estate is through short-term rentals. Short-term rentals are usually for periods of less than a year, such as vacation rentals. You may benefit more from short-term rentals if you have your property in locations where tourist attractions exist. Tourists and people on vacation are usually the ones who make use of short-term rentals the most. Unlike long-term rentals, getting tenants for your short-term rentals may be simpler than you think. You can easily list your property on an online marketplace such as Airbnb without having to look for people to rent it. If you're unfamiliar, Airbnb is the short form for Air Bed and Breakfast. It is an online marketplace that allows people to rent properties online and has been around for more than a decade and has continued to attract more and more customers. However, before offering up your property as a short-term rental using services such as Airbnb, there are a few things that you'd need to know. Short-term rentals offer an exciting way to make money. Before you list your property for rent, the next step is to set a price for your property. Remember that your property will be competing with others, so you have to set a reasonable price. Also, remember that if you charge too much, people may not use your property, and if you charge not enough, you may not be able to maximize your profits. Therefore, you should do some market research of how much comparable properties are renting for in your area. After preparing your home for a guest and setting an appropriate price, the next step is to list your property on sites such as Airbnb. Beyond Airbnb, there are sites such as Booking.com and HomeAway where you can advertise your property. You don't have to limit your marketing to these sites either. You can also take advantage of social media to advertise your property. The internet has made things so easy, such that you can advertise to thousands of people without spending much money. Pay attention to important details when describing your property online because you will be competing with others with similar properties. Learn to sell the aspects that make your property unique so that you can attract more people to stay with you. Think like the guest and imagine what they would want and then make sure that you provide it to them. Finally, get ready to respond to inquiries and try to do so on a prompt basis. Being attentive to prospective renters will have them booking your property instead of your competition's. But no matter how badly you want to start making money with short-term rentals, you should always screen your guests before accepting them. Sites like Airbnb let you leave reviews so that you can check the reviews and see if you would want them on your property. Also, inspect the house after they check out to see if there is anything you need to replace and then get it cleaned up for your next guest. Method number 3, house flipping. House flipping is another great way to make money from real estate. This strategy involves buying a house at a low price and selling it at a higher price. You can achieve this by buying low-priced houses such as those that need repair, fixing them up, and then selling them within a short time. One of the keys to succeeding in this means of real estate investment is by ensuring you are acquiring homes to flip in a desirable neighborhood. Even the nicest house will have a hard time selling in a lackluster neighborhood. Once you find the house that can act as a profitable investment, inspect the property and get an idea of what types of repairs and renovations would need to be made in order to resell the property at a later date. If the costs simply don't add up to a reasonable selling price, then the property may not make for one that can be flipped. Also, by renovating the home, you take this chore away from someone else who may not want to renovate a home but still wants to live in that part of town. So that convenience factor is something that you can charge a premium for when you go to flip the home. Once a home is in sellable shape, the final step is to find a buyer. You may look to a real estate agent to market the property for you, and in return, you pay them a commission. You may also decide to market the property by yourself through social media or by setting up a for sale sign and hoping for the best. Method number 4, REITs. REIT is short for Real Estate Investment Trust. If you're unfamiliar, REITs work like mutual funds and allow you to invest in real estate companies. REITs are an excellent way to invest in real estate if you don't have enough money to buy a property yourself. It allows you to buy shares of companies that invest in real estate and still make a profit. The average yield from a REIT can be as high as 4 to 6%, and investing in REITs can offer some benefits that you may not get from owning actual property. The first one is that a REIT gives smaller investors the opportunity to invest in large projects and still make a profit. There's also the benefits of simplicity of investing in real estate through a REIT in the form of a stock rather than having to go through the whole physical property buying process. Moreover, REIT shares are more liquid than owning actual property. They are bought and sold on the stock exchange, so it is easy to sell and convert them into cash. Buying and selling of physical properties involves staging and listing the property, and in most cases, paying a ton of money in real estate agent commissions. So if you've been thinking about how to build wealth with real estate, you should now have a good idea of some of the methods you can employ.